Madeira and Canaries cruise from Southampton. Do you want to know how good P&O are? They've got years of experience, so let's take you on board. Here's our lovely Keith to tell you more.
Launched by Her Majesty the Queen, P&O Cruises Oriana is a much-loved household name. This beautiful classic ship has been exclusive to adults since its multi-million-pound refit in 2011. And at just 69,000 tonnes, she has a warm intimacy that will sweep you off your feet in moments. Coffee lovers can indulge in Oriana's very own Costa coffee outlet, while those who like to drink with a view will adore the aptly named Crow's Nest. The iconic Anderson's Bar is where P&O's impeccable service is summed up in a warm and welcoming smile. But for me, it's all about this place, the Lord Tavern's Bar. Trust me, if you're a sports fan, you'll be bowled over. With numerous dining options, including Marmite for breakfast or bread and butter pudding for dessert, I'm already sold. It's high-quality, classic British cuisine, although at the Alfresco Cafe, it's infused with Mediterranean favourites such as pizza and pasta. To celebrate in style, you can book a table at Marco Pierre White's Ocean Grill or choose the stylish Sorrento's, where your fillet of beef is cooked right in front of you. With a range of activities taking place throughout the day, you really will struggle to fit everything in, from pub quizzes to sports tournaments, dance lessons, informative talks and interactive demonstrations. You'll be spoilt for choice. Thankfully, you don't need to remember when and where everything is going on, because you have this, the Horizon. It's your daily ship's newspaper, and it's delivered to your cabin every night for the next day. Sometimes, though, you may just want to sit back and do nothing at all. Bliss. I always say if you're spending too much time in your cabin, then you're not making the most of the cruise. But when you do actually decide to sleep, the surroundings on board Oriana will be very pleasing on the eye. With 8 different types of cabin to choose from, they're elegant, warm and welcoming, and offer something for all tastes and all budgets. Now, where's that room service menu?
The most stunning ship. She is adults only as well, and this is a last-minute deal. It's about 4 weeks away, isn't it? So not only has the price come down by £340, that $599 will entitle you to an upgrade from an inside to an outside cabin. Wow, so you're going to have that lovely picture window and you're going to enjoy all that beautiful scenery. But the other great thing is you're cruising from Southampton and getting some winter sun. So, Gemma, you've packed endless bags.
I have.
Dresses,
yes,
shoes,
makeup,
handbags.
jewels, everything. So we are leaving from Southampton, and then it's always quite nice, I think. You've got a couple of days at sea to just sort of bed in, enjoy the ship, you know, get excited about the fact that your voyage has begun. And then on day 5, you are sailing into Madeira.
So already the
Funchal.
temperatures will have started to rise.
Oh, yeah, as you sail along,
Yeah.
which is quite nice. So you'll like be peeling off layers as you go along.
It's
Yeah.
a lovely feeling, though, isn't it? To
Very nice.
Start getting that warm.
Maybe by the time you get here, the tights have come off. Who knows, if we're very daring. So we're in Madeira, which is just so beautiful, very lush, beautiful flowers everywhere in Madeira. In fact, they've got the most stunning botanical gardens. And you could go and do a little wine tasting trip or go up the very famous cable car and do a toboggan ride at any time of year. So that's good fun as well. But actually, the city of Funchal, little factoid here, is named because of the huge amount of fennel that grow in the wild. So that's what it means.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that rises straight up from the sea. And because of its location on the Gulf Stream, that is why you've got this really ideal year-round weather, lovely flowers, roses, bougainvillea, just stunning.
And I visited Madeira on a cruise, and yeah, if you love plants and botanicals, absolutely gorgeous. Everything's immaculate.
Yeah,
it all looks groomed.
Yeah, very, very, very lovely indeed. And then day 6, we're in La Palma. So if your idea of a lovely day is just ambling along, you know, beautiful streets, maybe browsing a few craft shops or watching the world go by from a little street cafe, perfect place to do this, Santa Cruz de La Palma. And it's actually the capital of La Palma where you're going to be sailing into. And it's, again, very beautiful. You've got Spanish colonial houses, and it's also got one of the world's largest volcanic craters around it, which is nearly half a mile deep. And because the Canary Islands generally are volcanic as well, which adds that sort of, sometimes you get that sort of black sand on the beaches and everything.
One thing you always get though, great weather.
Oh yeah, well absolutely, which is exactly what you want when you're going away at this time of year. Just wonderful. And then day 7 we're going to La Gomera, which is another little small Canary Island. Again, beautiful landscapes and flora and lots of places to visit.
Really pretty.
Very pretty indeed. You get a little idea there. And then we arrive in Lanzarote. An island that I'm sure many of you will have been before on holiday. It's the northernmost of the Canary Islands and only 70 miles off the coast of Africa, which puts into perspective why you get that beautiful winter sun as well.
I'm just thinking, you're going to have a tan for Christmas.
You are going to come back glowing across the table at your pasty relatives as you chew on that turkey. They'll be so jealous. So that's wonderful. And again, Lanzarote has that kind of volcanic features to it. And in fact, the volcano park at Timanfaya is the island's #1 tourist attraction, so maybe pop along there during your day, or go to Puerto del Carmen, a lovely resort, to go and visit there. Now then, day 10 we are sailing into Lisbon, which is of course in Portugal, just on the Atlantic coast, and you've got a real mixture here in this city. You've got museums, you've got castles, you've got cathedrals. Again, beautiful neighbourhoods that you can just stroll around, lots of sidewalk cafes with pedestrianised streets, which is lovely, and lovely boutiques and everything. You've got a really nice sort of non-commercial feel in Lisbon, sort of old-fashioned and relaxed. And if you're just on foot for the day, it really is a delight. Lovely place to walk around. Quite a few hills though, having said that, so make sure you take your comfy shoes. One good way to experience it is a tram ride as well, which you could take through the medieval district. But just so much to do and see, and of course, as Sean pointed out, just lovely to be away at this time of year.
And maybe some great shopping, some great Christmas gifts.
Well, that's it. Different. You could tie it in with that, couldn't you?
Why
and
not?
Come back with some nice gifts. Absolutely. You always find things that are sort of nice when you know you can't get them at home.
Now, one of the biggest questions I often get asked is when is a good time to buy, to book a cruise? It varies. It really does. This is definitely the right time to book this one. It is a last-minute deal. I think I can also say it's the best price I've seen for 12-night Canaries with a, an outside upgrade there, under £600. It doesn't mean that price will always stay at that. It could obviously go up near the time, but if you book tonight, we will guarantee that price of $599. This is the stateroom that you'll get, the cabin you'll get.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And of course, P&O is such a favourite cruise line with many of our viewers. You know what you're getting. It's that real lovely British cruising experience, very elegant and stylish. Got your traditional touches as well, haven't you? Fab food. You can go to Sorrento's for your Italian, or go to the Marco Pierre White restaurant. Just really wonderful luxury.
And great prices on the balcony for the 6th of December as well, just $949. This is what's included. So we do predict this is going to be one of the hot sellers tonight. If you want to make your trip even more relaxed and enjoyable, we can actually arrange for you to stay in the Meon Valley Marriott. That's in Southampton. We have a special deal for our Planet Cruise customers. So it's £70 per person per night. And then you get all of your parking for 12 nights free, all of your transfers, and just great peace of mind. Huge saving tonight, £340 off the brochure price, and it works out less than £50 per person per night, and it is an adult ownership, just to point that out as well. And don't forget the prices. I'll just show you both dates there. The most affordable date is the 6th of December. That has been reduced to less than £600 for an outside cabin. But please don't think, I'll book that next week, because I cannot guarantee that price is going to hold at that. $599 if you book right now. But we haven't seen Star Clipper for several months here on Ideal World. We need to tell you more. Gemma's got loads to explain with this, but it is one of the most beautiful and incredible, life-changing experience that you'll ever have. Here's a little taster. So we're not looking at a cruise ship here, Gemma, are we?
Absolutely not. This is a rather different sort of experience. This is a genuine tall ship experience. It's, the grand age of proper sailing. And on this particular cruise, you can get as involved and as immersed in that whole sailing experience as you want. You are talking a much more exclusive feel, because you've only got around 150 to 170 passengers in total. Wow. So it's, much smaller, much more sort of boutique, if you like.
And much more intimate.
Much more intimate. And then you've got 72 crew. So that's how well looked after you are going to be on this beautiful vessel. It's all about relaxed luxury. When you get onto the ship, they will have the dropping of the sail ceremony at the beginning. You can learn to sail yourself. That would be included in the price. It really is wonderful. Your food's included, all your water sports are included, and you can really get involved. There's an open bridge policy. You can go and learn about sailing and watch it all
So you can
happening.
actually go on the bridge any time of the day?
Absolutely,
wow.
Yeah, whenever you want. I think this is your, like, Grace Kelly and Bing Crosby moment, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'd be singing that song, definitely. It's so beautiful.
I would love to this. You normally pay a premium price, not tonight. This is under £1,800. And it starts off with a lovely flight over to one of the most beautiful islands in the world, St Martin. One of my faves.
I know. How amazing is this whole trip? So you are flying via Paris to St Martin, and then you've got 3 nights in a hotel called the Grand Case Beach. So
and you were saying, Gemma, you went on the internet earlier, amazing reviews for this hotel, aren't they?
Very good reviews, yes. I would really, worth looking up to see where you'd be going. I think you'd be very happy. And of course you're in the Caribbean, so immediately you've got your white sand, you've got your turquoise sea, and you can relax knowing that you've got this trip of a lifetime ahead of you. And St Martin is absolutely stunning. Like many places, it's an island that was spotted by Christopher Columbus back in 1493. And again, like many places in the Caribbean, you know, that were colonised, this had French and Dutch settlers who divided the island up, and you've actually still got sort of half and half.
And both sides are so different, they really are.
Yeah, and really beautiful to explore. So there's so much to do. And then on day 4, you're going to transfer from your lovely hotel to the port and embark this glamorous, beautiful Star Clipper for 7 nights of cruising around the Caribbean. And I really fancy this one, Sean.
And it really is going to be relaxed luxury, isn't it?
That's what it's all about. That's the real sort of feel on the ship. So you can be very casual, and like I say, you can get involved with as much or as little as you like in terms of the sailing experience.
So we've had our, say, 3 days in St Martin. Where's next?
Well, then we are sailing to Anguilla. So this is a small, beautiful island.
And Gemma, I'm right in saying, because the ship is obviously smaller, more intimate, just a couple of 1,000 tonnes, we can get to more unusual and unique places, can't we?
Absolutely, that's a really good point. Of course, on many of the massive, you know, cruise ships, you can't go into certain places, so you're going to have some really interesting destinations and ports of call. So day 6, we're in Virgin Gorda, which is amazing. The centrepiece of this wonderful place is a place called the Baths. It's a geological wonder that's there, comprised of like big granite boulders which form sheltered sea pools, so you can go and swim there. But you know, you're going to see hopefully all sorts of dolphins you can see in places like this, just beautiful. Day 7, we're going to Norman Island, or Norman, which is one of the British Virgin Islands. And actually, that's the island which is supposed to be the inspiration for Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. I found that really interesting. And then day 8, you're going to Jost Van Dyke Bay. Again, it's a British Virgin Island. Just think white sand beaches, turquoise ocean.
And some of these islands we've never featured on the show before, because the bigger ships just cannot reach them.
Absolutely. And you imagine sailing on these waters as well, standing on deck, looking out at that turquoise sea. Wonderful. In November as well.
I feel I'd really made it, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd just be happy. Yes, very happy. And then day 9, we're in St Kitts. Again, an absolutely stunning, lush island with dense tropical rainforest. You've got a dormant volcano on it, you'll be pleased to know. And you'll see colourful birds and butterflies. This is where they've still got lots of sugar cane, which is their main export. And there's things to go and see and do. You could go to the plantations and the great houses. You could go on the St Kitts Scenic Railway, or you can just grab yourself a cocktail and lie on the beach. It's completely up to you.
And the great thing about the Caribbean, you cannot help but relax, can you?
Well, you know what? You really slow down.
You do.
And you find when you get home, you're walking that bit slower than everybody else. You've just chilled out.
I remember after I came back from Caribbean cruise, I was absolutely useless at work. Because I was just too laid back.
Yeah, in a really good way. And it makes you realise how fast we all go, don't we? Dashing around. And everybody there's so chilled out.
And again, you know you're going to get the great weather.
Yeah, I remember asking for a bit of red sauce, and I watched the waiter, and he went off, took him about an hour to come back, but he was just so chilled out. He was like, wow, everybody's just really relaxed. It's beautiful.
This is a trip of a lifetime.
It really is. And you will laugh love visiting all these little islands. How wonderful. Day 10, there's still more. You're going to Gustavia in St Bart's. Now, this particular island, because they all have a slightly different character as well. This one's known for its really sort of quite French chic atmosphere and cuisine as well. Again, I'm afraid that the sand is still just pure and white. It's a real favourite getaway spot, actually, for sort of celebrity jet setters. Beautiful beaches, of course, water sports galore, which you'll be able to do on board your ship as well.
And you don't have to, obviously, but they are there and they are included in the price, aren't they?
Yes, if you want to do a bit of snorkelling and stuff and see all the pretty fish.
Can we just see the Star Clipper one more time, please? Here she is. Absolutely
amazing,
breathtaking.
Yeah.
I know many of you would maybe just like more information tonight. Cruise consultants are there. They are very experienced. They can talk you through this unique experience in so much more detail.
Yes. Well, that's what Planet Cruise is all about, as we can give you an idea, but of course there might be loads of questions that you have. So, yeah, please feel free to make use of that free phone number and get more info.
And Gemma, you've still got a really nice choice of bars and...
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, of course, it's a much smaller ship, so you've got one main restaurant, but the choice of food is absolutely incredible.
And just around you, flights are based from Heathrow. Generally speaking, we can provide flights from most UK airports. Again, just ask our cruise consultants. The itineraries differ slightly depending on departure date, and only a deposit needed tonight. That is a very low price for Star Clipper there. Let's remind you, prices there starting off at under £1,800 for that experience. There are only approximately 150 passengers, and it works out about 2 passengers per member of staff, doesn't it?
I know, that's not bad, is it?
No,
I think you can cope with that.
You'll feel very special, believe me. But what makes this show so special is we are live. Jem and I try and be as perfect as possible. Bear in mind, we are live. But
you can always tell we're live. It's fine, we don't need to tell them.
Yeah, you can tell we're live. But what that means is we can bring you great deals when they come up like this. This one has been reduced by £670 off the brochure price. I've booked my next cruise with Celebrity in January. We're looking at 5-star modern luxury. Here's our great friend Keith from the show to tell you more. He gets on all the ships, doesn't he?
With exceptional levels of service and a crew-to-guest ratio of 1 to 2, and well-designed and easy-to-navigate ships, and a decor that's both sophisticated and contemporary, this is a cruise line who offer a very real sense of modern luxury. Celebrity Cruises have always pushed the boat out when it comes to dining, not just in the sheer choice, but also the quality of the food that they offer. Experience savour menus pairing classic and contemporary selections from casual alfresco dining through to the stunning main dining room. And of course, there's an appetising range of quirky, excellent specialty restaurants. Matching a bar to your mood is what Celebrity does best. And there's a great range of beverage and wine packages offering great value. You can top up the tan while enjoying a margarita by the pool, or use your Sea Pass card and help yourself to another great glass of vino in Cellar Masters. You can soak up the sounds of the big band in the Passport Bar, or try one of the 64 craft beers available on board. My favourite, though, has to be here at the Molecular Bar, where tasting the work of the liquid chef will engage all your senses. Life on board Celebrity Cruises is an opportunity for you to enjoy your holiday just as you want it. From relaxing by the pool with a good book to a whole host of exhilarating and unique experiences, the choice really is yours. Cooking competitions, mixology classes, dance and language classes, informative lectures, and behind-the-scenes access to the inner workings of a modern-day cruise ship. When the sun sets, Celebrity ships come alive with a dazzling selection of bars, lounges, nightclubs and casinos. You can relax with a cocktail, meet new friends, take to the dance floor, or hit the casino tables. But keep an eye out for the interactive theme parties. You may even find dancers in exquisite costumes suddenly appear to entertain you. There's West End style theatre shows, dance, comedy, magic, music, and an extraordinary front row seat waiting just for you. On a Celebrity Cruise, luxury comes as standard. There are 6 different varieties to choose from, and over 85% have a private balcony. The design is smart, fresh and contemporary, and all offer a great range of sumptuous amenities such as fluffy bathrobes, Dulux toiletries, Egyptian cotton bed linen, and 24-hour complimentary room service. From comfortable inside staterooms to these gorgeous suites which feature floor-to-ceiling windows, panoramic balconies, and your very own private butler. Trust me, once you've unpacked, you won't ever want to leave.
I was just saying to Jen, I've just booked my next Celebrity Cruise.
I know, we're just chatting about it.
5-star, modern luxury, amazing service, food and standards. And, you know, this is your chance of having that experience tonight, but the price has come down by £670. Now, it's a lovely itinerary because it starts off with a flight from the UK over to the romantic Rome.
Bella Roma, yes, so a little flight, and it never takes long to get there, which is gorgeous.
It's less than 2 hours, isn't it?
Absolutely. You arrive there, and then you're going to go and embark onto the celebrity Equinox.
Just before I forget, the main flights on this are based on Birmingham for change as well, aren't they?
Yes, that is quite unusual for the show, so absolutely return flights from Birmingham, but of course we could get flights from Manchester, Newcastle or Glasgow.
Yes.
Just please inquire whatever's best for you. So yes, then we embark onto the ship, and then on day 2 we will be sailing into Livorno. Now Livorno is interesting because it's like a gateway to either going to Florence or Pisa, depending on what you fancy. But I have to say, no question about it, Florence is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It is just absolutely stunning. But then Pisa is absolutely incredible too.
I just had to do the tower.
And so it depends. And yeah, and the tower it's not a wonder of the world, but it almost is.
Honestly, I had to do it.
Yeah. You see, I've been to Pisa so many times because my mum lives there. Well, very nearby. She lives near Lucca, actually, which is another beautiful place you could go and visit while you're there. I went there. Yeah, like the walled city. Absolutely stunning. So you can take your pick here, Florence or Pisa. Both really good options, of course, with so much to see. And then on day 3, we're sailing to Nice, which is, of course, on the French Riviera, on the Côte d'Azur. Amazing because you've got the old town, the fabulous shops and the stylish people that live there. You just want to people watch, basically. And the French Riviera, you know, is 80 miles along the Mediterranean coast. And, you know, you've got Cap d'Antibes and Saint-Tropez and all these places really, really nearby. So depending on what you want to do and see, you can work it out. But you might want to go to even old Monaco. You'd have time to be able to do that in a day, definitely. Where, of course, Grace Kelly was a fairy tale princess. You could go and visit the old town, which I've already mentioned, or Cannes. All these amazing beaches. I'll tell you this for nothing, a drink might set you back a little bit, so make sure maybe you have your drinks on board the ship.
And you'll get free drinks if you go for an ocean view, don't forget as well.
But you know, it's all part of the French Riviera. It's all very glamorous. But you know, you've got your incredible little cafes as well. It's like the playground of the rich and famous. It's a very glamorous cruise, this one. Then day 4, we're off to Corsica. Now, this is great. The port there, Ajaccio, is really easily explored on foot, which is always a good thing, isn't it? So you can just get off and make the most of the time that you've got. Crammed with good restaurants, really well stocked, like lovely shops, a very pretty harbour as well. And then, of course, you've got things like the Napoleon Museum to go and visit. You've got Napoleon's house as well. So if you're a keen sailor, you may be interested in all that maritime history that Corsica is so famous for. And then on day 6, we're going to Palma in Mallorca, which I just absolutely adore.
We're overnight on board as well, aren't we?
You've gone overnight on board. Fabulous. Because Palma, if you've never been, is beautiful, actually. It really is. As you sail in, you'll see the huge cathedral, no doubt. And it's a really lovely port. And Palma, again, you've got all these winding streets. You've got big churches. You've got beaches, of course. Old castles, a lot of history to explore, a lot of good shopping, a lot of wonderful places to eat. But for some worshippers, you know, the beaches are close by, the water is wonderfully clear. It really is a beautiful place. I've been a few times and I adore it. It's gorgeous.
And then your final port is actually Barcelona, where you disembark and you're flown, of course, back to the UK.
That's right.
I cannot emphasise enough just how good this offer is. Maybe you've had your eye on it. Maybe you couldn't afford the best part of £1,500. Tonight, if you book with Planet Cruise, you can get on this ship 5-star modern luxury for £839, and you only need to pay a deposit of £150 tonight as well. And bear in mind, the 27th of June, that's when the prices, they really start to hike,
well,
isn't
it's rather nice as well, because it's before the school holiday. So if you're not tied to having to go on holiday in the school holidays, you've still got that slightly quieter and a little less dear than it will get within a few weeks of that. So it's a nice time to go.
Now, let's just remind you of, first of all, what's included. Now, if you go for an ocean view, and you can have that for just over £200 more. It's really worth doing that. If you want to get the best in terms of drinks, and that's your soft drinks, your specialty coffees, your spirits, your fine wines, they're all included in that free classics drinks package, and free tips as well. So my advice is go for the ocean view tonight, because it's only about £210 more on that lead date. You've got return flights from Birmingham, flights also available from Manchester, Newcastle or Glasgow, and a huge saving of £670 off the brochure price. I quickly mentioned the drinks package. Here it is then. So that's all of your specialty teas, coffees, sodas, juices, bottled water, non-alcoholic cocktails, smoothies, selected beers, wines. A wide selection available. So really worth going for, of course, the Ocean View. And that Ocean View, by the way, for the 27th of June is just £1,049, about £210 more. Well worth it for your drinks and your tips, of course, as well. Now, we have got an amazing hot pick, and it is amazing. Whenever you see the Caribbean for under £1,000, Gemma, this is the sweet spot, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, and especially at these kind of on these kind of dates as well, and 2 whole weeks. So you know you could get a flight for nearly that price alone to Barbados.
And can we? Yeah, exactly. And can we just say the prices on this one? This is how live and hot we are. Were reduced just this afternoon. So you're going to be some of the first viewers in the UK to actually know about this. So the Azura, and this is the deal live right now with P&O. The price has come down to under £1,000. And as Gemma just said, your flights to Barbados, your return flights, you could be costing, you know, the best part of that £1,000. You're going to wait for 2 weeks. It's a flash sale offer. It is live right now. And if you want to be some of the first to book it, 0800 840 1088. And if you don't book it tonight and you leave it a little while, and you can't get this price, don't blame Jennifer and I. Okay? That is a really good deal.
It is.
I think
and all
you make
those
Liz know
wonderful ports as well.
I know.
Talk about do the Caribbean properly. That's really good.
That is so good, isn't it? Now, a new section to the show. We want to hear your top tips. A lot of you are seasoned cruisers, and you can share your tips with Gemma and I, and Keith, of course, on our Sunday show. So, we would love you to do this. If you'd like to send in your top tips, along with a picky, if you can, a little picture, you can send them to hello@planetcruise.co.uk, or, of course, you can send us a good old-fashioned postcard. And, Jill, we've got our first top tip today. It's actually from John Wilkes, who I know is a regular viewer on the show, and he's got a great top tip as a single passenger. He said, if you go on a cruise as a single traveller, read the daily news sheet to see when and where the solo travellers' gatherings are scheduled to be. These are fun and informal. I know I was on one and my mum went to one. It was called I think it was called Singles and Mingles, something like that. Something like that.
Very nice.
Anyway, she had a good time. Choose a circular table for 6 or 8 for your evening meal. That way, when the ship's photographers come around, you will not be coupled with any specific person. So some great advice from John Wilkes there as well. And if you'd like to stay in touch with us here on the show, do you know we can offer you our free newsletter. You can sign up for that. You can now get your free copy of our Journey magazine. You can call us for that. Or check out, the website is great, isn't it?
Yes, it's had a bit of an update. And
it
has. In fact, do keep your eye on it in the coming weeks as well, because we're going to start featuring the best TV deals as well.
Yes, that's a new section, isn't it?
That's literally going to be loaded up, I think, in a week. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that.
But I've always loved the website, but my word, it's even fresher and better right now. And as Jim said, a brand new section featuring the best of the TV deals as well. And I'm pulling a funny face there, aren't I? Yeah, there we go. Who's that person? But, yeah, honestly, the website is great. We would love you to check it out today. Please give us a call for that hot pick, though. It will go. Mark our words. Now, our fourth offer tonight is a beautiful chance to visit Scandinavia with Princess Cruises. And if you book tonight, you can have a massive onboard spend of up to $375. But let's talk about Princess, because this is the Caribbean Princess, isn't it?
Absolutely, and this is a large cruise liner that journeys at a nice leisurely pace, and she is one of the largest ships actually within the fleet. She carries a maximum capacity of 3,100 passengers, and she came into service in 2004. And you know you're going to get great quality from a Princess cruise. Eating-wise, you've got so many different dining experiences. You've got Sabatinis, the Sterling Steakhouse, ultimate balcony dining, etc. And then you've got your casual stuff as well, your pizzerias and your hamburgers and all that. Broadway-style theatre productions that, the entertainment really is second to none. You've got your casino, your nightclub, Churchill Lounge. So whatever it is that you like to do, there will be a place for you to go and do it.
And I know Princess have such a great reputation in the industry, don't they?
They do. They really, really do. So you're going to have a wonderful time on this ship.
With actually a very loyal following, actually.
Absolutely, yeah. People really rebook if they've been on a Princess cruise. They love it.
Now, if you don't like long flights, or maybe any flights, you don't need to fly on this one, because straight from Southampton, that is nice and easy. It's just so hassle-free. And Our first day, in Bruges, aren't we?
Yes, well, actually, no, we're going to, we're going to Brussels, so you can, yes, we're going to Bruges. Beg your pardon, I was getting all confused there. Mind you, we do a lot of deals, don't we? Yes, so we arrive in Bruges, which is absolutely stunning, and you've got lots of places to go and visit, such as the cathedral. You've got Flanders Fields you can go and have a look at, or you could do a little canal trip as well. Through Bruges and take your camera and photograph all the picturesque, beautiful buildings as you go along.
I've only been to Bruges once. Again, it was on a cruise, but I love the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is
so
a wonderful place. It's a place that, you know, people don't automatically... Often people go to Amsterdam or they go to Paris, and actually it's so worth a visit. Amazing markets. The people are always really friendly. It's great. And then we've got a day's sailing, and then day 4 we arrive in Copenhagen. And what's quite nice is you've got an overnight on board as well.
And I've never been here.
Have you not?
No.
I think you'd absolutely love it. On the east coast of Denmark, of course, and it's been the capital for 600 years. It's a really big Scandinavian city, and it's home to the world's oldest monarchy, and its present queen still lives in a palace there. But, you know, it's a country that's really rich in sort of Viking history, so you've got these big... there are so many castles. I mean, I could list them, but you definitely should visit 1 or 2 of them. Beautiful countryside around it as well. And it's got that kind of slight fairy tale feeling because there's so many 17th and 18th century buildings. Beautiful parks as well, lots of green spaces. You saw the statue, of course, of the Little Mermaid, because this is the birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen as well. But getting your bearings around Copenhagen is quite easy. You've got some really big sort of landmarks like the Town Hall Square and the Norreport Station, so it's fairly easy to find your way around. And like I say as well, you've got all the castles to visit, but the Tivoli Gardens, if the weather's nice as well, is really worth a visit. Absolutely fantastic. It's worth mentioning as well, this date is over half term as well. If you,
I was wondering that.
Yeah, it is definitely. I haven't checked because I know Scotland is different sometimes, so it might not be the Scottish one, but I know that it is in England and Wales.
Yeah, I thought that actually.
So then we're off to another Scandinavian city. We're off to Sweden, to Helsingborg. And as soon as you get to the cruise terminal, you'll see the Carnan Castle. And you can walk, there it is. Thank you. You can walk from the dock through a lovely square up to the castle. And you can actually climb it if you want to get a really great view of the city. And you can see on a clear day, you can actually see through to Copenhagen, believe it or not. And then you've got a main square as well, with this big sort of Gothic architecture. Again, lots of pedestrian-only streets, and you can do a little ferry ride there if you want to as well.
And then we're over to Oslo,
Then we're over to
we?
Oslo, yes, which is a really kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like a cosy city. Fewer tourists come here than, say, maybe Copenhagen, but there is just as much to do. You've got... on the Aker River at the head of the Oslo Fjord, you've got loads of things, lakes, parks, museums, modern architecture, statues. It's really beautiful, actually. Least densely populated capital city in Europe, so plenty of space, and they're really proud of their nature and their forests and their fjords. So despite the fact you're in this big city, it is surrounded by lovely scenery as well.
Now, a final day at sea to enjoy that beautiful ship, of course, the Caribbean Princess, and then back to Southampton. And so Princess have got a great deal on this one today. The price is $7.99. We can offer you a very low deposit and you'll get free up to $375 on board spend. The saving today, by the way, tonight, is £180 off the brochure price.
It's good, isn't it?
It's very good.
Yeah,
really
it's interesting, that one as well. The Scandinavian, all those countries, to do all of them in one trip, it's rather lovely. Yeah,
there's a lot of places I've not been to, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So a really good opportunity to see some interesting places on a beautiful ship.
Oh, and if you've never booked a cruise, you know, maybe tonight is going to be your first cruise. Hopefully we're giving you a real taster of the standards of luxury and, of course, the value that you do get with cruise holidays. A little advice, if you're ever booking a cruise with us from Southampton, we have a very, very special relationship and partnership with the Meon Valley Marriotts in Southampton. So from £70 per person per night, we will include parking and port transfers for all of our customers. Up to, as I mentioned, a lot of onboard spend. That's $375 per stateroom. Overnight, don't forget, on board in Copenhagen, and you are saving tonight £180 off the brochure price there as well. Now, the next ship I've been on, which is called the Norwegian Jade with Norwegian Cruise Line. Great ship. With Norwegian Cruise Line, a lot of you will know this, but it's very relaxed. It's you've got open dining, freestyle cruising. So for those of you that don't like set times and formality, this is definitely the one for you. So let's give you a little taste of what Norwegian Cruise Line is all about on board Norwegian Jade. So I went with friends, we had a great time, because it is nice and relaxed and casual, but you still got waiter service.
Yes.
But there are no set dining times.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you've
Well, I'm always
pinpointed
late for
there
everything
what
anyway,
they're
Gemma,
all
so-
about. It is that complete freestyle. They're also very serious about their entertainment, and it's quite a colourful, fun ship.
It is.
Yeah, this is a 93,500-ton ship with about 2,500 passengers. The list of restaurants is just huge. You've got your teppanyaki, your Latin restaurant, Jasmine Garden, it goes on and on and on. And again, loads of different bars and cafes and different areas for you to be entertained in. It made me laugh. In the spa, you can have teeth whitening, acupuncture and Botox. I was like, my goodness, you could go...
All at the same time?
All at the same time. You could go away on a girls' trip and come back, your husband would be like, who are you? Sort of amazing teeth.
I sometimes have come back from a cruise holiday looking the best I ever have. Though, you know, you
Yeah,
do, yeah.
that's the thing, they'd never know. It's perfect.
No.
It's I'm so relaxed. I just feel wonderful.
Do you know, we don't, you know, feature Norwegian Cruise Line as regularly as maybe some of the other companies, but they are fantastic. And, you know, so I've cruised with them 3 times, and I've loved it. I really have. And the price tonight for this one, this is for an outside, is under £600.
I don't know what's going on tonight. The prices
They're
are
really good.
unreal. Yeah, we were sitting
I
going,
think
what?
They're always great, but Jim
Yes.
and I both said...
Particularly this week, I don't know why, every single deal is fantastic.
That's great. Anyway, let's show you why it's so good. Because it starts off, bear in mind, the price of flights, a flight to Rome, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So you're flying to Rome and transferring onto your ship and sailing off. And then on day 3, you're arriving in Olympia in Katakolon, which is the birthplace of the Olympics. And then, as you can see there, lots of ancient sites to visit. And then on day 4, we arrive in Athens, which, of course, is also famous for its ancient history. And so you must go and see some of the most spectacular sites, which include the Parthenon, the Acropolis, and the Odeon and Temple of Athena. Now, the good thing is, because they hosted the Olympic Games in 2004, I cannot tell you how much they've improved the infrastructure in Athens, which is great for cruise passengers,
Of course
because
it is.
getting around now is fantastic. It used to be trickier. But now, the tube is absolutely amazing. The streets are less clogged with traffic. It's amazing the difference that it's made. New motorways, everything. So that's really good news for tourists. So much to do and see. As I say, easy to get around, but you will want to go and see some of the architecture in the city's Plaka district, which again has all had a bit of a facelift. And you should go and see the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. You know, when they wear the frilly skirts and the bobble shoes and do that high kicking thing. It's quite fun, isn't it? As a tourist, that's quite good fun. So that's Athens, and you're going to have such a special day there. You'll have to plan it really, really well.
So it is nice the fact that we are going to the Eastern Med here, isn't it? You know, maybe some ports we haven't seen, and obviously chances of far better temperatures at this time of year as well.
Yeah.
And then Kusadasi, isn't it?
Kusadasi, which is a resort down in Turkey on the Aegean coast, and from here you can get to Ephesus, which is about 9 miles out from the town, and literally you're travelling back thousands of years here. You've got these terrace houses which are now open to the public, which are literally, you know, you can see how people used to live in ancient times. I personally think it's fascinating. This is where the house of the Virgin Mary was, so incredible. But of course you have also got the option to just go and enjoy the beaches and everything, if that's what you want to do as well. And then day 6, another fascinating place. We're off to Istanbul, and we've got an overnight on board. And this, did you know that Istanbul is the world's only city which covers 2 continents? So basically you've got the Bosphorus, which runs through the centre, and you've got Europe on the west and Asia to the east.
I do know that. The only reason being because I've been on a cruise and that was explained.
And that
to
was,
me.
yeah.
It's the only reason I know it.
It's quite a good little factoid,
honestly,
that one.
when you cruise in to see the different sides,
yes,
it's incredible.
Really fascinating. And, you know, if you were going to go and have a look at some of the mosque, the Blue Mosque, you've got the minarets, you know, and you've got all that side of it, and the Hagia Sophia, the Roman ruins, the Grand Bazaar. But then you've also got the really modern side to the city as well. And actually, you've got an overnight, and Istanbul's really known for its fabulous nightlife as well. So you can go and enjoy a bit of that.
And it was a place I was kind of looking forward to, but I wasn't, you know, it wasn't on in my top 10.
Yeah.
And yet I had the best time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really memorable.
Fascinating. Great place.
Yeah, look at that sunset. Absolutely stunning. And then day 10, well, you've got actually a couple of days now at sea, which is wonderful. Enjoy the ship. And then day 10, we arrive in Naples, good old Napoli. There's a Norman castle overlooking the port that you'll see as you sail in. And do you know what? I love Naples. It's so full of energy and character. You can still see in the background the unmistakable shape of Vesuvius, the volcano that did, of course, once cover Pompeii in all of its lava, which you can go and have a day trip to if you wish. Not only could you go to Pompeii, if you've done that before, you could maybe visit Sorrento or the island of Capri. So there's lots of places that you can get to from Naples, should you wish to do so, or just enjoy the city in its own right. Like I say, I mean, I personally think Naples is fabulous.
Oh, yeah, I do. Loads happening there. And then back to Rome.
Back to Rome, yeah, and flying home.
Fly back to, of course, the UK. So let's just show you the Norwegian Jade. So I've been on the Norwegian Jade. I had a great time. I love the relaxed atmosphere. It's colourful. It's fun. But it wasn't over the top. You know, you know, you still got great service and restaurants, but there's no set dining times. So, say if you make some new friends there one night, you think, oh, we'll have a table for 4 or 6, then those kind of options are available. Freestyle dining. Yeah. Great entertainment as well. Look at the theatre.
Excellent. I must say, they are very colourful, aren't they? It's amazing.
You know, you will have a great, happy time. And for those of you that are quite new to cruising, you know, to get all of this included, you know, great accommodation. We have got some lovely upgrades, by the way. We've got outside available for $599. So let's show you what is included. So first of all, and this is exclusive to Planet Cruise, you will get a free $100 onboard spend per stateroom, and that's available on the 3rd and the 13th of December. You will get a free upgrade on those dates as well. So you imagine if you can go away on the 3rd and 13th of December, you'll get an ocean view and $100 onboard spend, and your cruise will cost you less than £600 per person. That is how good this deal is tonight. Return flights from London. Again, we can always find you, you know, generally speaking, other flights if London's not good for you. And only a deposit needed on selected departure days. And the prices, I know a lot of you will be saying, well, what about this date and that date? We have got dates from November right the way through to April of next year, and actually the pricing across there is excellent. You can see on the 3rd of December and the 13th, you will get an ocean view for the same price as an inside. We have just sold out of that balcony on the 3rd of December, by the way, but there's still lots of choice there. And I know what it's like. You might be sitting at home thinking, oh, I fancy that, but will something better come along? Believe us, that is one of the best offers we've had again tonight with Norwegian Cruise Line. I love it when the price is like this. Just makes cruising so accessible. But we're going to finish the show with a biggie, with Royal Caribbean on board the Legend of the Seas. How would you like to be away? I'd love this. You're away for over 3 weeks, and we're going to take you to Australia and Indonesia as well. So, first of all, this is the Legend of the Seas. It is a
biggie. It really is a biggie. Whenever you're going that far as well, then it's a huge trip, isn't it? And of course, you are sailing in style with Royal Caribbean. By the way, I'm going on a Royal Caribbean ship tomorrow.
Yes, you are on the Oasis.
I'm going on the Oasis of the Seas, and I'm zip wiring. Watch out, that's all I can say. So anyway, the Legend of the Seas is just absolutely fabulous. The main restaurant is the Romeo and Juliet, and you've got this grand staircase and balcony. But, you know, the entertainment on this ship is non-stop. You've got your theatre, casino, nightclub, champagne bar, poolside activities, quizzes, karaoke, lectures. So whatever it is that you are interested in, you will find it on this ship. You will eat like a king or a queen, you really will. You've got complimentary 24-hour room service if you can't make it out of your room. You've got your pizza parlour and ice cream bar, but you've got really fine dining as well.
You are making me feel very hungry now, Gemma.
Oh, actually, no, I'm feeling a bit peckish as well.
I really am.
Yeah, so of course you've got things like...
Look at the ice show.
I know, an ice show on a ship. It's fabulous. Rock climbing wall, you've got your jogging track, you've got a fabulous spa. So, yeah, you're just not going to get bored on this ship. There is something to do every minute of the day.
And although facilities vary from ship to ship, we can guarantee you will always get great food, great service, great entertainment.
Yeah, you really, really will. You won't be bored. You'll be able to do something different every day and make the most of this spectacular ship.
Now, you can actually plan this because the date is for April 2016, so you only need to pay a deposit tonight, and it allows you time to look forward to this, to save up for it perhaps as well. But it will be a trip you will never, ever forget. It's a biggie, is this one. Right, Gemma?
I'll take a deep breath.
A little bit of a flight, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have got a little bit of a flight. No getting away from that. So you fly London to Brisbane overnight. And then when you arrive in Brisbane, what's quite nice is you transfer to a hotel for a 2-night stay.
Great.
So you can just kind of chill out.
And adjust.
Yeah, exactly. Get used to the time difference and all that business. And hopefully get out and about as well in this rapidly growing capital city in Queensland, which has got some great cultural attractions on the South Bank, a beautiful riverfront and some amazing beaches as well.
Look at that skyline.
I know, it's stunning. And you've got the Gold Coast and places like Surfers Paradise just an hour away. So, but you're 600 miles north of Sydney and you've got this semi-tropical climate, so it'll be that fab feeling of feeling the heat and all that, just gorgeous. You've got this beautiful river in the middle of it, so that's a real travel artery, if you like, so you can get ferries up and down there, visit the zoo, visit Sky Point and have a drink and see the view as well. Day 4, though, it's time to get your stuff together, get to port and embark onto the Legend of the Seas for 18 nights cruising. And I think when you're going this far away, you need that time,
yes, you do.
Don't you? You really want to have a proper length of time, so it's not often you get to go to the other side of the world. So day 5, you're at sea, and look at this. This is just how ridiculous it gets on this cruise. That is Airlie Beach in the Whitsunday Islands.
That'll do.
And it's just famous, and you can see why. It's just at the top of millions of bucket lists around the world. Just beautiful. Then day 7, you're in Cairns, which is like really well known for its sort of very laid-back ambience and relaxed tropical climate, and of course the Great Barrier Reef and so on and so forth. And then, look how beautiful it is, 2 days at sea, and then we arrive in Darwin. So this is such a great way to see Australia. Darwin gazes out across the Timor Sea. It's actually closer to Bali than Bondi. It's a sort of quite affluent, cosmopolitan, multicultural city, and you might get to see some kangaroos. Oh. Lovely. And then you've got 2 more days at sea, and you then arrive in Benoa, in Bali, which is your gateway to this island paradise in Indonesia. Probably one of the most well-known tropical islands in the world. Lush landscape, pristine beaches, teeming with amazing shopping markets, handmade souvenirs, but loads of attractions as well. Temples to go and visit, the monkey forest. Oh, you're just going to have such a wonderful time. And then you're spending day 14, 15 and 16 at sea, which is just wonderful, enjoying that. And then on day 17 you arrive in Malaysia, where you must go and see the orangutans. There's an orangutan sanctuary. In fact, I think there's a picture of me and you coming up here, Sean. There's the last holiday snap.
We're looking good.
We're looking very good there. Yeah, I've had my hair done specially. That's at Rasa Ria.
Our tans have come on well, haven't they?
Our tans, I like that pose. So that's a lot of fun. And again, you can go and see the city mosque there. There's so much to do. You could go on a mangrove cruise as well if you wanted to see some of the wildlife and the elephants and so on. And then day 18, we're going to Puerto Princesa, which is an island province of the Philippines. I mean, you see here on the map, I love that, where you're going. Wonderful.
I'm absolutely captivated by this. I'm thinking, I wonder if I can book it.
So many places. It's the destinations, I think, just make this for me. Stunning countryside, island hopping to remote beaches, another day at sea. Then when you arrive in Manila, and this is a bit of a different feel. If you love big cities, you will love Manila. This is high-speed, frenetic place where you can eat and drink and shop 24 hours a day. So by now you'll have had so much white sand and leisure and relaxation. You might really feel like a big, vibrant, beautiful city with all its glittering lights. Back at sea for a day, and then on day 22, bearing in mind you've been away 3 weeks now, you arrive in Hong Kong, where you disembark and transfer to your hotel for a 2-night stay. Now, if you've ever visited Hong Kong before, when you go back, you may see that it's changed, because it really is constantly changing. And the lovely thing about this place, you've got 5,000 years of Chinese history, but with 150 years of British colonial influence in there as well. So it's fascinating. Very vibrant commercial place, but you've got that deep water harbour as well. And you've got a huge shopping mall, actually, to the delight of cruise passengers, just in the cruise terminal. You could go to Disney, visit Stanley Market, go on your harbour cruise, go on the Victoria Peak and tram, have some dim sum. There's so much to do. You will absolutely adore it. And then on day 24, you're transferring from the hotel to the airport and flying from Hong Kong back to London.
I think you'll agree that is outstanding. It is new and exclusive for Planet Cruise right now. So this is a brand new exclusive package, and it is at a very, very keen price tonight. Maybe just need extra information, please give us a call on that free phone number, don't forget. And the call centre open till 10 o'clock tonight and first thing tomorrow morning as well. And the great thing is you can plan that. You can just pay a deposit tonight and say plan that for 2016. Let's show you what's included. It is amazing when you break that down, isn't it?
I think it's absolutely fabulous, because you know what, if you fly to Australia and then you land in Sydney, for instance, you're only going to really probably see a bit of Sydney, and it's so far to get anywhere else. With this, you're seeing all those incredible places.
And unless you felt confident, you know, having a car and things as well, it could be very difficult, couldn't it? So, return flights, new exclusive. We can provide flights from most UK airports. You're 80 nights on board the Legend of the Seas, and we have got alternative sailings departing on the 17th of November 2015 for 24 nights, and that operates in reverse, by the way, from 2649. So just sometimes because the date isn't right for you, don't forget, you know, we really can find you any cruise, you know, with any company, any length of cruise, and we can make it bespoke to you as well.
If you think 18 nights, 3 meals a day as well, if you just break that down, how much, you know, and all your food is included.
I'd have more than 3 meals a day, Gemma.
Yeah, and snacks,
and
obviously,
snacks,
and everything else.
Anyway, let's recap all of the deals. I know we'll have been very busy tonight. Thank you to everyone that's placed a call, but we started off with P&O. This is a 12-night cruise over to Madeira and the Canaries. And the reason why we're featuring it tonight is because this is now £599. It's got a saving of £340 off the brochure price there, and it works out less than £50 per person per night. And it is a last-minute deal. You know, this is only about 4 weeks away. And don't forget, you are going to be sitting at the Christmas table, hopefully looking gorgeous and tanned and refreshed. I'm sure you will. And that is for an outside, by the way. So it's £599 for an outside on those selected dates. Then we moved on to Star Clipper. It's been a long time since we featured Star Clipper. And again, we're featuring them tonight because of this price of under £1,800. And this is a very unique bespoke experience, Gemma, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is obviously a far smaller ship than your average cruise ship. This is old-fashioned sailing, and you can really immerse yourself in that experience as well.
Well, we can see the ship behind us there.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. And, you know, you've only got about 150 passengers. You've got 70 crew members.
It will be amazing.
Yeah, it will be absolutely fantastic.
Then we moved on to Celebrity Cruises, 5-star modern luxury. £670 is your saving if you book this right now. And my advice would be, if you look at the Ocean View on the 27th of June, it's only £210 more per person. That would give you a free classics drinks package and free tips as well. And this is based on Birmingham flights, so great, you know, great for our Midlands viewers. But we can offer you flights from Manchester, Newcastle or Glasgow with just a supplement there as well. A huge saving, £670 off the brochure price. Then, of course, we moved on to Princess Cruises on board the Caribbean Princess. Lovely cruise. It's a 7-night Scandinavia discovery. And Princess will give you up to $375 on board spend tonight as well, and a saving of £180 off the brochure price. Then a ship that I've been on, the Norwegian Jade with Norwegian Cruise Line there, and how about 10 nights away around the Eastern Mediterranean? Some lovely ports of call here. And we have got some exclusives here. You will get $100 on board spend on the 3rd and 13th of December, and we can actually give you a free upgrade on those dates as well for just under £600. And then Gemma's just talked us through the 25-night Australia and Indonesian voyage with stays from, of course, Royal Caribbean on board the Legend of the Seas. And there is a real urgency tonight to get the hot pick. If you missed it, here it is. And it's your chance of visiting the Caribbean for 2 weeks with flights for under £1,000 of P&O. It does not get better than that, does it?
Unreal value for money. All of those beautiful Caribbean destinations as well. That's, again, the fantastic thing about cruising, isn't it? You don't know whether you want to go to, you know, Barbados or St Lucia, go everywhere.
That was reduced today, this afternoon, by the way. That's how, you know, that's why we're live. We can offer you that right now. You'll be some of the first viewers to know about that offer. You can stay in touch, don't forget, our newsletter. You can get a free copy of our Journey magazine and check out our brand new website as well. And if you'd like to be part of the show, there are various ways of being interactive. You can tweet us, you can search us on Facebook, you can subscribe via YouTube there and email us as well. And of course, all of the cruises are quality assured as well. Do check out that brand new website, it is fab. We are sadly out of time. Can I say, Gemma, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Gemma's,
and I'll see you next week.
Well,
Yes, the Oasis of the Seas tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Thank you.